good morning. It's Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. On my way to the day job, and last night did some secondary after hours work. Met the goal. Was happy about that. And yesterday during the day, boy, it was like being an air traffic controller. It was things swirling all around me and having to coordinate all the different jobs that we had. The phone was just ringing off of the hook, and I had limited resources, but just had to get it done. Even had to shut down the office in order to be able to reach a 4 p.m. deadline for a client and go pick that up and deliver it, which was a little bit of additional income, although not being after hours, it really didn't make that much because the price was low. So, but nonetheless, got the mission done. Jim right now is swirling in a downward spiral. He's got a lot of stuff floating around himself as far as choices and decisions. We've got a clear path. We know that no matter what it is that happens, that we're going to land on our 2 feet. And so as a result, we're just trying to support Jim as much as we possibly can and helping him to make the right decision. There's no anger, no frustration towards him. It's really just support. And I think ultimately he appreciates that. But man, he's got decisions on where he's going to live, what he's going to do with his life. Is he going to shut down the business? Is he going to sell the business? Is he going to keep the business going? What is he going to do if he shuts it down in order to keep some income coming in? Or is he just going to plan on living off of the sale of his house? He's talking about a manufactured home in a mobile home trailer. Just to do that instead of paying $3,000 a month rent where he's at. So Jim's got all sorts of decisions. I don't envy the position that he's in right now, but I do know that sitting down and curling up into a ball is not going to solve the problem. He's got to make some choices, and he's got to take some action. And if he doesn't take some action and he just keeps on curling up into a ball, then he's going to find that he's going to deteriorate rapidly. He's already lost over 40 pounds, and he's not eating properly. He's still grieving. He's still crying over the loss of his wife. I feel for him. I know that's got to be very difficult. He's never been alone. It's just him and his dog. So we'll try our best to try and support the mission again. Sometimes I have to deflect customers and push them off to the next day, and their understanding as to what's going on, which we greatly appreciate. As a result of the massive workload yesterday, did not make as much progress as I wanted to on our own goals, but that is kind of the state that we're in right now. Even if everything gets shut down and I'm working from 7 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, 7 nights a week, in order to still pile up cash and stay on track for our financial goals, it means that there's not going to be time to work on the once invested document or on day trading or scans or any of that type of stuff. So this I kind of look at as putting my mind right and getting into the right mindset, and to not be angered or frustrated. And currently the market right now, yesterday plummeted 1,000 points, but yet ended up the day almost 100 points up. Just very volatile. The world right now is in flux as far as what's going to happen with Ukraine and with Taiwan and with the economy, etc. The political stage is not tilted in the right direction, and I believe that the world United States sees it, and we'll see come this next election period this fall. But at any rate, what I'm trying to say is that with the market, being in such a volatile, period, and with the potential of it dropping a massive amount here probably over the next 3 months, it just means that there's going to be buying opportunities and we're going to have cash piled up. So remember that with our strategies, we have the ability to make money up, down, or sideways, and it's just a matter of learning those different tools to apply to each one of those different conditions. And so having money in the account banked up will open up the doors to be able to access more of those tools, to be able to make money during each one of those different conditions. What we're attempting to do is become experts at those different strategies and at those tools. The best thing that I can do to try and share that is it's almost like woodworking, and you've got a whole set of tools. You've never used, say, a router or a bandsaw or a jigsaw, and until you actually get some scrap wood out and start cutting and start using some of those different bits for, say, a router to see what that edge is, you're probably going to burn the edge or not be flush, etc., etc. But the more that you do it, the better that you get, and the quality of the product and the end result will definitely show. So we're trying to get to that point where we're able to test and test and test until we become experts at those different strategies. Last night when I came home, I had a discussion about Erin with Tracy. She had a conference with the teacher, and we really kind of talked, and I shared with her without trying to beat her up, knowing fully well that she's the one that's there in the schooling environment. I'm not, because I'm the one that's out financially supporting the family and pushing towards this goal. So all I can do is support her. So I tried to frame everything that was like, hey, I understand what you're trying to do, but maybe if we look at this in a different direction, and give her some examples. Erin is more of a hands-on visual learner. You can see that even with her Dynomass. She watched what people were doing in different techniques and the end results, and as a result, she was able to copy that, and she makes some phenomenal Dynomass. And so the question is, why is it that she's able to excel at something along those lines, but she's not able to excel at things like math, etc., etc.? And that's because she's not a comprehensive, let me say this, she doesn't do well with reading instructions. She doesn't do well with oral instructions. She does well with things that she can see with her eyes and or touch with her hands. And then she needs this attitude from those around her that are seeking to give her praise for the things that she's doing right versus beating her up for the things that she's doing wrong. It's always easy to find flaws in an individual. It's more difficult to find the seeds of success. And that's actually could be a message for you guys. It's very easy to sit down and say all the bad things that you think about me, but if you really were to sit down and say, wow, here's the good things, and focus on the good things rather than the negative things, focus on the things that you're looking for and take action with those things, that is what I believe is why I have a relationship with Brianna and Christina right now. And that's because they've started to push aside all the negative stuff that people are saying and really kind of focusing on, let's get to know Dad, and what do we like about Dad, not what do we not like about Dad. And sometimes when you're focusing more on the positive stuff, you have a tendency actually to recognize that some of the things that have been said that are negative aren't even actually a reality. They're not the truth. And they've just been fed lies for many, many years. So unfortunately, that's the current situation, and we can't overcome that. It comes down to us as individuals to be able to sit down and say, I'm going to have a better attitude. I'm going to have a can-do attitude. I'm going to focus on the positive. And when you start to do that and have that can-do attitude and looking for the positive things in life, you'll find that your life changes dramatically. Could be your relationships, could be your job, and that's the attitude that I have. If something doesn't work, I'm like, there's got to be a way to make it work. Let's find this solution, that can do. We can get this done. If I sat down and I'm like, it won't work because of this, or it won't work because of that, and negative, then what ends up happening is you end up sitting. And it's action. Action is the key to success. So those are my words for today. I'm almost to the job, so we're going to hit the ground running. I'm going to try and use this quiet time to try and kick the can a little bit further down the road and see what we can do, see where we can get to today. I will tell you that the education section is just a mishmash of stuff, and it's just really difficult to lay it out, because it's just a lot of what I call isms, a lot of little statements, a lot of little mindset stuff. So at any rate, we're just going to keep plowing through it, because the education side of this is really important, and the more that you put into your education, the more successful results you'll get in the end. So, all right, I'm here at the day job, so I'm going to let you go. I love you, and I hope you guys have a great day.